Hi guys, good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in tonight's video I will be doing my spoiler-filled film review for my most anticipated film of the year, Godzilla, King of the Monsters. I just came from an advanced screening of it. It was satisfying. It was satisfying. Before I get into all of that, of course, with details and spoilers and whatnot, please be warned this is a spoiler-filled film review. Again, if you have not seen the movie yet and you would like to, do not keep watching or listening to this video, as I will be making references to huge moments, plot details, spoilers, characters, etc., etc. So you have been warned. That being said, let's jump right into it. I really, really, really enjoyed it. Sadly, I cannot say that I loved it like the way I loved Avengers Endgame, but I certainly very, very much enjoyed this movie. I am seeing it again tomorrow night, and this time it'll be on an IMAX screen, so maybe my experience will be more enhanced that way. But boy, this movie sure was a lot of fun. I mean, just huge, epic monster battles between Godzilla, Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan, Mothra, and Ghidorah. And then it was like Godzilla and Mothra tag teaming on Ghidorah there for a while. I mean, and the creatures looked beautiful too. And the interesting human characters, I really liked the cast they put together for this film. Everybody did a fantastic job. I guess one of the low points for me was that there was some concept art released recently, and one of the images featured Godzilla marching to shore from the sea with Monarch at his side in the airplanes and the aircraft carriers, and then like on his either side, on both sides, Rodan and Mothra flying alongside him. And I was really hoping we were going to get a shot like that in the movie, or better yet, a scene where all three monsters are just beating the hell out of Ghidorah. Sadly, we did not get that scene. The closest we got to that was Mothra and Rodan fighting simultaneously at the exact same time Godzilla and Ghidorah were fighting simultaneously. So that was about it. But it was pretty cool to see Mothra come flying in to the rescue and then shooting her webbing or her silk at Ghidorah, sticking his heads to the building, and then giving Godzilla a few minutes to catch a breather. But yeah, that was kind of disappointing, but overall, it was still a very satisfying film. I pretty much got what I wanted to see for the most part. You know, we might not have gotten the team-up scene that I was hoping for, where all three monsters team up on Ghidorah, but what made up for it was the final scene at the end, right after Godzilla emerges victorious from destroying Ghidorah for good. Several other titans come in. This giant mammoth, this scary spider-looking thing, Rodan, another Muto, all of them submit and literally bow before Godzilla, like they are bowing to their newly ordained king. And then he roars a mighty triumphant roar on top of Ghidorah's fallen body, while the rest of the monsters bow. That was awesome. I absolutely loved that scene. That might be my favorite scene in the movie, or at least one of them. I loved the birth of Mothra. I loved all the stuff they did with Mothra. I did not like seeing her die. That was pretty sad. But hopefully, because she is a self-reproducing creature, hopefully there's another larva or an egg somewhere back in her temple in China, or maybe she'll just pop again in another film. But overall, I was very happy with how the movie turned out. I was a little bummed that we lost both Sally Hawkins' character, Dr. Graham, and then Ken Watanabe's character, Dr. Serizawa. I was hoping at least one of them would survive till Godzilla vs. Kong, because I would have loved to see their reaction and them giving their input on King Kong when he goes up against Godzilla next year. But I could also understand why they chose to do away with Dr. Serizawa. I mean, this guy had worshipped and fought for Godzilla most of his professional career, and now he had a chance to save him and therefore save the world, which he ended up doing. And it was nice that they had that touching moment right before the atomic bomb went off, and it kind of basically gave Godzilla the kickstart he so badly needed. So overall, I was very satisfied. There were a couple moments there during the movie where I was worried that the monster action and fight scenes weren't going to be as good as early reviews had indicated that they would be. But then I realized they kind of did what Avengers Endgame did, which is like they saved the best stuff towards the end. Big climactic battle featuring all of the characters. And that's pretty much what Godzilla King of the Monsters did too. You know, they saved Ghidorah and Godzilla's best fight for the very last scene in Boston. And then Mothra and Rodan got to throw down as well, which was pretty cool. Didn't like seeing Mothra die, but I was very happy to see Rodan and several other Titans show up in Boston and then submit to Godzilla. That was something else that bothered me, is that we didn't get a full-on, better, full look at the monster emerging out of the mountain. The monster I suspect to be Anguirus, one of Godzilla's old friends and allies from the Toho films, but we didn't get an official confirmation. We just saw him rising out of the mountain, and then the footage like cuts away. But hopefully he'll appear, if not in Godzilla vs. Kong, just in a future Godzilla film. And I'm sure there's going to be more after this because this movie's already killing it at the box office. Reviews are, for the most part, fairly decent. I'm going to see it again tomorrow night. I cannot wait. And I hope you guys enjoyed this movie as much as I did. So what were your thoughts on Godzilla King of the Monsters? Were you mad? Were you angry, sad, happy, satisfied, dissatisfied? I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more film reviews like this one. Godzilla King of the Monsters is now playing in theaters nationwide. Go check it out in theaters. Oh, and stick around for the very end. There's a post-credit scene which doesn't flat out connect us to Godzilla vs. Kong, but it could tease at some potential plot details. You'll see what I mean. Have a wonderful rest of your evening, and of course, until next time, long live the king.